One of the most important things that you can do to study persuasion in 2025 is go to church. Say what? Yes, I suggest going to church, but not just any kind of a church. I advise you go to a church that has proper blending of left hemisphere and right hemisphere experiences. You might be familiar with a book called The Master and His Emissary, which points out how for centuries, since the Enlightenment, we as a civilization have experienced an over-reliance on the left hemisphere. That is, facts, data, logic, proof, processes. Now, all of those are good, obviously. And if we eliminate all of those, we end up in a state of utter superstition. Okay? So we're not saying eliminate that. We're talking about a union of both. So then what is the right hemisphere? Well, the right hemisphere is vibes, instinct, intuition. Those things that can't seemingly be explained with words, but we know to be true. And so we are seeing a resurgence of religion, particularly amongst young people. And as part of that, the observation is not just a return to religion, but a return to religion that has a proper union of left and right hemisphere persuasion. What do we mean by this? Well, left hemisphere facts. Oh yeah, that's correct. That's true. So religion that has a basis in what is natural law. Our species exists to reproduce. The purpose of the human life is to create more human lives from a biological basis. Therefore, since that is our necessity as a living species, what best creates environments for that to happen? Now we see traditional social morality that's upheld by religions, traditionally conservative religions. Oh, isn't that interesting? Okay, so now we want to go to a church that is traditionally socially conservative. Okay, interesting. And what about the right hemisphere? Well, that is ritual, the metaphysical, the supernatural, mysticism. That is, you do these things and you can't explain necessarily in words how it logically makes sense, but it's real to you. Right hemisphere. Bringing those two together. If you're going to a Christian church, for example, then that means you're going to go to a Catholic or to an Orthodox church. Or those, and there's variations and variants that are similar, but you're not necessarily going to go to one that is focused on literalism and fact memorization and logic. All those things are great, but that's Enlightenment-based Christianity. That is facts-based. It's going to be one that is not fully engaging the entirety of the human neurology. That part of the human brain which has an appetite for awe and transcendent experiences. There has been an attempt to recreate that through evangelical like praise and worship services, which tend not to be meaningful, but more so emotional and feminine, like Jesus is my boyfriend type of Christianity. Look at modern pop Christian music. It's rough. It's rough. From a man's perspective, it's spiritually gay. I suggest you, now being persuaded, to attend a different church. Consider a Catholic or Orthodox church. And I think you will find it is one of the best things that you, as a person living Western civilization, can do in 2025.